Hello, friends of algebra, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about the distributive property, which is one of the most important properties in algebra. And here's what it means. When you have something in parentheses in an algebra equation, or in an equation or a wow, totally lost it. You know what I mean. In an equation or okay, hold on. All right, I'm back. Or an expression. Wow, it's been a long day. Okay, so if you have an equation or an expression that has something in parentheses like this, and a value, whether that be a variable or a number, is being multiplied by the parentheses, you can simplify that by multiplying the thing outside of the parentheses by the first thing in the parentheses and by the second thing in the parentheses. Basically, what that's saying is that when there's something being multiplied by a parentheses with an addition or subtraction in it, you're going to multiply that x or that value by everything in the parentheses. So let's do an example so you can see what I mean by that, so that you're not confused. So here's what we're going to do. We've got our first example here. It says 5 times x minus 2. And so if we're going to use the distributive property, we're going to multiply 5 times x and 5 times negative 2, and that will be the answer. So if I do that, I'll get 5 times x and 5 times negative 2. And so 5x minus 10 is the simplified version of 5 times x minus 2. And that's all the distributive property is. It's nothing complicated. There's no big reveal to it. It's just saying that you can multiply whatever's outside of the parentheses by the two things in the parentheses. Here I've got two more examples for you. One that's a little bit simpler, one that's a little bit harder. Okay. In the first one here, we've got 7 times x plus 3. So just like the last time, we're going to multiply 7 times x and 7 times 3, and that'll get us our correct thing. So 7x, and 7 times 3 is 21. And there you go. That's the first one. Now the second one down here is different because it has 3 things in the parentheses. Now it turns out in the distributive property, it doesn't matter how many things are in the parentheses, as long as they're separated by pluses and minuses, the distributive property still works. So you can multiply 10 times 3x, 10 times 3, and 10 times negative 5y, and it'll still work out. That's still the distributive property. So let's do that. 10 times 3x, that's going to be 30x. 10 times 3 is 30. And 10 times negative 5y is negative 50y. And now we can't simplify this anymore, obviously, because we don't have any like terms after that. So our answer would just be 30x plus 30 minus 50y. And that's all the distributive property is, folks. It's really simple. It's just the fact that you can take whatever's outside of a parentheses and multiply it by the things that are in the parentheses, as long as they're divided by pluses or minuses. And that's all. In the next video, we'll do a couple more examples of this so you can see some more things. Make sure you get enough practice, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Thanks for watching.